130 residents of Condamine on Queensland's Western Downs have been evacuated following predictions floodwaters would inundate most of the town.
Flood levels in the Condamine River are expected to exceed 15 metres this weekend. For more, we're joined on the phone by the Mayor of Western Downs, Ray Brown. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Can you tell us what the latest update is about the level of the river just now?
Well, we expected a level last night of 14.5 metres, but actually I've just had a report come in. It exceeded that already, still rising. 14.65, so it's certainly still rising. We have evacuated the town of Condamine, barring a handful of personnel, which is police and emergency services. So the Black Hawks worked through the night from first load arriving at 7 o'clock last night. I left the evacuation centre at 11, and the Black Hawks are going back for their final loads then. So certainly a very emotive time for those that had to be evacuated. There's no power, no water into these towns at the moment. We had to get them out. It's as simple as that.
And so how are they holding up, and where are they holding up now?
We've got them all in an evacuation centre in Dalby. As you're well aware, I have many towns that have been inundated with water, but Dalby had already assisted with evacuees in relation to about 150 when Dalby was flooded about 48 hours ago. So everything was still set in place. Chinchilla still has an evacuation centre looking after the small towns of Warra that people have been evacuated into also. Look, across the whole region, our whole regional council area of 38,000 square kilometres has some impact of flooding, and we're at record levels. The creeks are at record levels that are feeding the river network, so we're in totally uncharted waters at the moment, and our number one security is our people. We understand the enormous devastation of infrastructure. Those costs and impact, we'll address them down the track. That's not an issue at the moment. At the moment, it's human life that we must protect.
And as you say, some of those people have gone to Dalby, which has its own problems in terms of the treatment plant that is not able to function. Can you give us an update on that situation?
Yes, well, we've had flood boats in that came in from Brisbane in the last 24 hours where we've gone and put staff in to get to the treatment plants. They will be addressing it at daylight this morning, which hopefully they're at. I haven't had a confirmation yet. As soon as we can get into the switchboards and that, we believe if everything runs smoothly within 48 hours, we should be able to get on track at the treatment plant in Dalby. But we have issues now in Chinchilla where mains have been broken from floodwaters. So they're on strict restrictions now. Chinchilla's also on fuel restrictions. Towns of Tara, we're trying to get food and fuel coming in from the south from Gundawindi now that one road's been opened up there to address that. We've had food drops go in the towns of Miles. So it's certainly a logistics issue, but I can't stress enough that people don't leave it too late to ring our call centres to get through. We need to know the situations because we're now starting to evacuate people from rural areas that thought everything was okay and have realised that there are significant issues with it.
Are you looking at compulsory evacuations?
Compulsory evacuation did occur with Condamine. It became a police issue then. Police were sent in.
Are you looking at more today?
Look, we've got to wait till I get a full briefing shortly. The peak of the river, of the Condamine River at the moment, is at Chinchilla, and you have to remember Chinchilla's already got what's called Charlie's Creek, which has flooded the town. That's where it's going to back up into. So our concerns now are shifting. Warra is heavily inundated with water, the small community. So we have it on many areas. We have an enormous resource staff that are most of voluntaries. It's just a tremendous time of giving this Christmas New Year period. Well, I think our country people have taken to a new extent because it's extremely proud to be an Australian here at the moment with the amount of effort everyone's putting into.
Well, as you say, therefore there are people who are actually running short of food and water across the Shire. Is that right, that you're actually afraid that there are some people who are going to run short of essentials and you're wanting them to call you?
Yes, we've got call centres all being set up in Dalby and Chinchilla. Food drops in isolated areas have occurred. We've already airlifting people out with heart conditions and medical conditions. Some of our biggest concerns yesterday was the availability of aviation fuel. We have that many choppers in the air to get around. It is just unbelievable. But everyone is pulling together so well. It is just a tremendous resource all pulled together on a time of giving, I can tell you that.
Yeah. So what is the mood like? How are people holding up?
Well, you got to remember, in the case of Dalby, we've had flood events been going since roughly the 20th of December. So we've had a fair go at it. Obviously, no one's getting too much sleep at all. But look, everyone are shoulder to shoulder at the moment. You know, neighbours who probably haven't talked to each other for years in some cases are sitting there sweeping and brooming mud and slush and debris out together. I mean, you know, it gives you a lot of heart that our community has pulled together on this. And I mean, the rest of Australia's behind it too. I mean, there's serious situations across the whole of Queensland at the moment. And look, I was only informed about 10 or 15 minutes ago that it was actually New Year's Eve today. I don't think anybody knows what day of the week it is. It's just been, you know, every minute we've got challenges that we're addressing, and it's just a wonderful response from everybody.